Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We're about to do the predictions and breakdowns for UFC Fight Night Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo, which is coming to you on Saturday, the 23rd November 2024. And we're going to start with the prelims and with the main event. We have a little bit of background noise. Ignore that. We're going to also do the betting talk tomorrow, which is going to be a little segment where I'm going to go through all the bets I like for this week's NFL bets, on this week's MMA bets, on this week's boxing bets if there's any boxing, and we're going to look at some other stuff if we like it. Let's just start with the prelim opener of Mahashante Haisir versus Nicholas Mota. I'm going Nicholas Mota. Moto likes to stand in the pocket, likes to stand and bang. A lot of first-round knockouts. I don't think he has any submission victories. We're not going to the ground on this one. Mahashante, very clean striker. Recently beat up Gabriel Benitez. I thought it was a little bit closer of a fight. I thought Benitez might have won that fight, and Benitez isn't really that good. So hindsight 2020, you're kind of looking at it like Mahashante's not there anymore. And you say he's not there anymore, even though he's 24 years of age. He looks like he's on a decline, and that's not really good. And he's in Ibno Fight Club. He doesn't have a lot of training partners. He doesn't really. He's been training with the same guys the whole time. Doesn't have any like influential roles in his life where he has guys come in and show him some stuff. Nicholas Mota works at Extreme Couture. A lot of guys coming through that gym. A lot of guys that Nicholas Mota trains with. Recently beat up Tom Nolan. Clipped Tom Nolan with a clean 1-2. Dropped him and ended it with huge ground and pound, and ended his undefeated career. And Tom Nolan has since gone on to win 2 more fights and looked impressive doing it against Victor Martinez with a knockout, and then Alex Reyes taking him to a decision after we thought we'd see him go out early in that fight. So I like the side of Nicholas Mota, a plus 175 underdog. Still not a lot of love giving to Nicholas Mota. I think he's extremely good in the stand-up. I think with his reach, he uses it really well, stands in the pocket, really clean exits. He always keeps his hands up. You never really see him drop those hands, except for the, I think it was the Jim Miller knockout. He had his hands a little bit low. But Mahashante has been clipped before. Santa Claus or Slava Claus Borshev clipped him and dropped him and took him out. So I think if Borshev has the power to do it, Nicholas Mota in the pocket, he turns completely into all of his punches. He's a lot better in the boxer, I think, than Mahashante. I think he's more experienced. I'm going with Nicholas Iron Mota. We're going to know next on the prelims, Long Zhao versus Kwang Lee. We're going Kwang Lee. I think he's just better. Long Zhao looked a little bit shit against Chang Ho Lee. Kwang Lee against Chris Gutierrez looked very, very crisp. He looked like he was a high-level fighter in there, even though he was coming from LFA. And a lot of the time, I don't like the road to UFC guys. I think the road to UFC guys have a bit of a problem, seeing as they always fight the same type of fighters. They always fight in the same type of pool. You never see them fight like higher level opponents. Like all the guys inside the road to UFC are all the same level competition, and the UFC is different, man. A lot of the road to UFC guys do not make it inside the UFC. They usually get taken out in 3 to 4 fights where they lose 2, win 2, or they lose 3 in a row and then they're out. And Long Zhao just looks a little bit slow. Looks like Kwang Lee is probably going to be able to clip him a couple times. Kwang Lee looks like a little bit better of the striker. Long is going to try and just wrestle him down, and I think Kwang Lee has enough takedown defense to where he's going to keep this on the feet. And if this stays on the feet, I don't think Long Zhao stands a chance. I was seeing his striking; it's a little bit pitiful. Long looks like he just wants to clinch you against the cage, hold you there, try and work you a little bit using that like the knees and stuff, but Kwang Lee isn't gonna sit there. He got in some good scrambles with Chris Gutierrez inside the 3rd round. He was on top of him. I believe he won that 3rd round, lost the fight 29-28 if I'm not mistaken. Kwang Lee looked half decent, was eating a lot of leg kicks from Chris Gutierrez early, kind of impeded his movement, didn't let him push off that foot as well when he was striking. But you're fighting Long Zhao, who does not have that ability. He does not have those leg kick abilities. He's not going to be throwing them. He's going to be rushing you down for clinch work. And Kwang Lee's good enough to where I think he's going to get out of that clinch situation. I think we're going to see a nice stand-up fight where Kwang Lee just beats the shit out of Long Zhao. He's going to utilize that jab, keep him at range, maybe throw some kicks. Kwang Lee just looks like the better striker, and he's only 9 fights into his career. Long Zhao, I think, needs a little bit more work in the striking department. A little too ambitious with those takedowns, and when he doesn't get his way, he seems to get exhausted quite quickly. We're going next in the prelims, Loner Kavanagh versus Jose Ocha. We're going Loner Kavanagh. He's one of the strongest flyweights I've ever seen in my life. Knocked out Antoine Ho in the Contender Series very early inside the first round. I thought Antoine Ho was going to win that fight. He looked a little bit crisper on the feet. And then you see Loner Kavanagh just uncork a fucking overhand right from hell and just absolutely, or left, excuse me, and slump him to shit. And out cold. It was a walk-off, I'm pretty sure. Very, very, very impressive. Kavanagh coming from Cage Warriors. Again, Cage Warriors, very, very good organization for guys to come up in. A lot of guys who are really good professionals fight each other inside Cage Warriors. You usually see guys in the UFC who make it from Cage Warriors and have fought other guys in Cage Warriors who also make it to the UFC inside the same weight classes. You see a lot of talent from them. And Loner is one of those guys that he was a high prospect from Cage Warriors, comes into the Contender Series, proves his worth, even though I doubted him. And now he's fighting Jose Ocha, who's decent. But to be 100% honest, I don't know enough about him to say anything. He has all finishes. But he's fighting like not great guys, right? Like Pantoja's his best win, and Pantoja lost to a couple guys in boxing, and he's also fighting nobodies, right? Like it's not like he's fighting these fucking high level super crazy guys, but again, he is undefeated, he is knocking out these guys, and he is very fucking powerful. So and he got Pantoja with his first ever choke. So there's a lot to be said here. There's a lot. Jose's been improving. He's 23 years of age. It's just we've seen Loner Kavanagh fight. We've seen him inside the UFC type situation where he's got the spotlight on him. Can you shine? Can you be here and show up on fight day? Yes, he can. Yes. Do we know if Jose can? No, we don't. LFA is one thing. LFA is genuinely one thing. And when you're fighting a guy inside the LFA, and it's not even for a belt, it's just another fight, right? So we're gonna get to the UFC. We're gonna see where Jose Ocha sits at plus 310. I think the betting side says bet Jose Ocha. Loner Kavanagh is definitely not a minus 400 worthy line. I am picking him to win, but the betting side I would sit at plus 3.5 Jose Ocha. Probably still gonna be plus money. I think Jose can maybe steal a round, but again, he usually ends his fights early, right? Loner Kavanagh, couple decisions. He can go long. He has cardio. Like, go watch his fights. Very, very good cardio on the side of Loner Kavanagh. I also just realized we probably should have had this light on, right? That would have helped a little bit here. I think it would have helped. There we go. All right, let's light up the place a little bit here. Fuck. All right, here we go. We're gonna go next on the prelims. We have Carlos Hernandez taking on Naim Yargal Turamberel. Jesus Christ, trying to say this with the accent is crazy. Naim Dagar Turamberel from Mongolia. Jesus, art of knockout. I really want to pick Carlos Hernandez. Yargal is really good. All finishes? No, one decision. Mostly finishes. Hernandez did get clipped by Tatsutar. Did beat up Dennis Bonder, which was an interesting fight. Ray Tsura fight, arguably won a round. Maybe the third round was on top of Ray Tsura for most of that round. Got kind of ragdolled for the first two. Fighting another really, really good fighter. Turamberel has a bit of a cardio problem. Now, if Carlos Hernandez gets out of this first round, Carlos Hernandez is going to win this fight on points. And that is because Carlos Hernandez, incredible cardio. Incredible fighter. Do not let the record fool you. 9-4 does not mean shit. Carlos Hernandez is a still improving fighter. I've seen him improve in the last couple fights. He is fighting high-level guys. They are feeding this boy to the wolves, okay? Understand that. Tatsutara, 14-0 at the time. Ray Tsura, 9-0 at the time. Now fighting Naim Dargal, who is 8-0, undefeated, an absolute haymaker, okay? He throws everything. He throws everything. He tries to fucking kill you. And if he doesn't kill you, he gets you to the ground and tries to get an anaconda or sink up some nasty choke on your front side. So usually guillotines and anacondas and what's the other one there? Not Darce. I don't know what the other one's called. Whatever. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, But Carlos Hernandez, I think, is going to out-grapple Naim Yargel in the second and third round. I think Carlos Hernandez is going to win on points. I think the second and third round is where Carlos Hernandez is going to shine. I think Yargel is going to just falter. I think after the first round, you're going to see him just start to fucking tumble. Just absolutely tumble. Yeah, the Key Rom fight, very indicative of that cardio. He's fighting a guy who isn't really that fucking good, and Naim almost loses because he doesn't have the cardio. He can't go 3 rounds, and when he does, he almost loses because of how tired he looks, how bad he looks when he gets hit, and he always loses the third round, clearly. I do not trust in this cardio whatsoever. Carlos Hernandez, I think, is just going to overwhelm him. I think it's going to be a little too much, and I think Carlos Hernandez is going to be able to stay at one more day inside the UFC, especially as a smaller fighter too, or not the smaller fighter, but with the lack of reach. Carlos Hernandez is going to be able to stay inside the pocket where Naim can't just like wing those overhand rights, you know, like right. You can't swing those right in your face. You have to fucking load up for them, and Carlos can clip him if he does. So Carlos is a decent enough counterpuncher that I believe in his ability to not get fucking shucked by a overhand from a Naim Yargel, who is fucking terrible. Dude, watching this guy fight is sad. Go watch the Road to UFC fight, because it's the Road to UFC guys, bro. It's because they're fucking terrible. They do not get proper like fights leading up to the UFC. Like some of them do. Like some of them are just so good that it doesn't matter. I just don't believe in this guy. I think this guy's gonna get fraud checked. We're gonna move on. Road to UFC Tournament Championship, Zhao Kan Feng versus Ming Shi. I do not know these ladies. I know that Zhao Kan is on a tear right now. She's looking really impressive. She's also 22 years of age with 12 fights experience. Ming Shi, she's not terrible. She's actually pretty good. She beat up Dong in the Road to UFC. It was a decent fight. A little bit close. I mean, fuck. I think Dong was the favorite, right? Yeah. So, you're leading into another fight where Ming Shi is, excuse me, not regarded at all. Like, there's no love here. There is absolutely no love whatsoever. These ladies are almost ranked, literally, number 1 pound for pound China, number 4 pound for pound China, and somehow she's a plus 240. I would stay, if you're on the betting side, stay away from this fight. Ming Shi is not that bad to where she can just lose this fight super confidently. Zhao Kan does have a lot going for her. Longer reach, better jab. She's better in the boxing. I think Ming Shi's going to try and just wrestle shit, but I don't think it's going to work. I think Zhao Kan, as long as she's able to stay on the feet, I think if she can stop the takedowns from Ming Shi, we're going to stay on the feet. We're going to piece her up for 3 rounds. We're going to end it 30-27 with a victory for Zhao Kan and a Road to UFC Tournament Championship trophy in her corner. Especially with 6 inches of reach, dude. Stay away from the wrestling. Jab her up. What else do you got to talk about? Next on the prelims, we have Road to UFC flyweight championship of the night. Kiro Sahota versus Dong Hoon Choi. We're going Dong Hoon Choi. Choi leaves his hands down a little bit. He did get cracked inside his last fight, right in the nose. He did break his nose, I'm pretty sure, because he was breathing pretty heavy out of his mouth in the second and third round. Kiro just looks slower. He doesn't look like he has any type of whip on his punches. He looks like when he wings, he misses majority of his punches. He doesn't have a calculated effect. He doesn't come into the fight looking to throw pistons. He's kind of more throwing just fucking sheets of metal at you, just trying to hit you with corners and whatever else he can hit you with. Dong Hoon Choi, I thought, easily won the fight against Angad. I thought the second and third round were Choi. I thought the first round was Bisht after he knocked him with that overhand right. And I don't know if he dropped him, but he hit him pretty good, and then he was pissing blood. But I think Dong Hoon Choi, better boxer. Dude, the reach advantage is where the problem is, right? We're so much smaller here. We're so much smaller. So we're going to have to get into the pocket. And when we get into the pocket like that, I like the knockout ability. I think the knockout here is live. I think Kiro Sahota leaves his hands down too much. I think when he gets into pockets, I think he throws and wings a little bit too much. And I think Dong Hoon Choi is a guy who is able to get out of the way sometimes. He's able to move left and right decently whenever he's throwing punches. So I think he can throw one, slip, and throw a nice counter shot and take out Kiro Sahota, who's a little overconfident in his striking. Fighting out of Manchester, England, he's coming into this fight, man, just absolutely overwhelming. Sean Marcos de Silva, I forgot he got knocked out by this guy too. Kind of fucking sad. Anyway, Kiro Sahota is just gonna. I just don't believe in his ability, dude. Plus 130 underdog. Yeah, you should be. I think you should be a plus 200. Honestly, Dong Hoon Choi, I think he's gonna win under 2.5 rounds. But I just take the line if you're on the betting side. Excuse me, fuck it. If you are a little worried about that. Next on the prelims, we have Su Young Yu versus Abaljin Janusli. We're going Jiu-Jitsu because Janusli, I don't think he has the grappling ability to deal with Jiu-Jitsu. I think even if we go to swinging and stuff, I think Jiu-Jitsu has a little bit better cardio. Belgian looks like in the second and third round, or well, actually, not the second round. He looks like in the third round he's having a tough time. Inside the fight with Nakaishi, was it him? I think it was. He was having a bit of a problem inside that third round, breathing a little bit heavy, and that was 2 months ago. Both of these guys have fought 2 months ago. Jesus Christ, we're just fighting every couple months, guys. We got to make it to the UFC, eh? We have to. No way else. I think Jiu-Jitsu is just a little bit better. I think he's a more complete fighter. It's just, again, you're left with a size disadvantage, which really makes you not want to pick him, right? He's a minus 145. I think you lean more towards the over 2.5 in this fight. I think both guys are capable of taking each other out. It's just, I think over 2.5 looks good. The power is respected on both sides. Going to be a lot of grappling, I think, inside the first and second round for Jiu-Jitsu. A lot of clinch work. I think Baljan's going to be a little bit exhausted coming into the second and third round. I think he's just going to get overwhelmed. I think it's going to be a lot of grappling against the cage, a lot of takedown attempts. And if Baljan can't shuck it off, which it doesn't seem like he can properly, it looks like he has a bit of a problem when it comes to heavy wrestlers. He's gonna have a fucking problem here, man. You're gonna be left. You're gonna be left in the same position he was inside the third round with Nakanishi or whatever. So I can't say these names, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe he was having trouble. He was getting clinch worked against the cage. He was breathing awfully heavy. He couldn't deal with it, and whenever he tried to throw, he kept getting clinched up. And Jiu-Jitsu is just going to be able to wing those big punches, especially against the cage. If you're worried about the takedown, you're going to keep ducking your head. It's going to be a big strike. We're going to move on to the main card finally. I don't have to talk about any of these terrible... I'm so sorry. We can actually move on to things I know. Here we go. Ozzy Diaz versus Mingyang Zhang, the Mountain Tiger. Zhang just knocked out Brennison Ribeiro inside the first round. I thought Ribeiro was going to be able to clip him. I believe they were even on that fight for the betting odds because we all knew it was going to be under 1.5 rounds. Someone's going to go get slugged out. Ozzy Diaz did get chucked out by Joe Pyfer. When he steps into the pocket, he does leave his hands a little bit down. When he throws overhand lefts, he leaves his right hand down. He does not keep it up next to his chin. Maybe he was tired. We were into a second round, but you can't be doing that when you're with Ming Yang. Ming Yang is going to absolutely fucking knock him out. Under 1.5 rounds is probably the best bet you have for this fight. By knockout, it's probably going to be like minus 400 in general for the fight to end by knockout. Ozzy Diaz just hasn't fought a high-level guy and been able to beat him. So if he beats Zhang, I'll be fucking impressed. Mingyang Zhang is going to win by knockout. It's going to be early. He's 26 years of age. He looks like a fucking 40-year-old man. He looks like he has dad strength. He looks like Ozzy Diaz is his bitch. It's over. It's over. It's absolutely over. I don't even know why fucking Ozzy Diaz is here. I really don't know. I really don't know. The fuck is he doing here, bro? Like, you're 33 years of age. This guy literally looks like he owns you. He owns you. He literally looks like he owns you. He literally looks like he's your dad. I think I said Ozzy Diaz or Ming Yang is his bitch. I meant Ozzy Diaz is Ming Yang's bitch. Like, look at this dude. This guy looks fucking... I still can't believe how old this guy... This guy's 26! This dude's born 4 years before I was. Look at his face. He looks old as hell, bro. Cigarettes be doing work in China. Let's go. Next on the main card, we have Volkan Ozdemir versus Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg's going to win under 1.5 rounds. What are we talking about here? Volkan got knocked out by Yuri Prohaska by a fucking spinning elbow. He got clipped bad. He almost knocked Yuri out inside that first round, and he still got knocked out. Carlos Ulberg has a chin from God. But if Chidi Njokuani can knock him out, I mean, anyone can knock out Carlos Ulberg, right? Volkan Ozdemir, very, very powerful. Just knocked out Johnny Walker. Choked out Bogdan Guskov with a rear naked choke after Guskov was just rolling through people with his fucking hands. Absolutely torching people. Carlos Ulberg's here, though. The Black Jag is here, man. He's here to make a statement. Just knocked out Alonzo Menafield. I thought Alonzo Menafield was maybe going to be able to fucking use one of his minefield fucking right hooks and just end it. Didn't happen, unfortunately. I think Carlos Ulberg's going to win this fight. I think it's going to be close inside the striking. But I think Carlos Ulberg has a little bit more power, and I think his chin's a little bit more gifted. And I think we're going to see Carlos Ulberg move up to number 8 on the rankings and get a little bit closer to that light heavyweight title shot. I would love to see him fight Pereira, actually. I think that's a fantastic fight. These guys are fucking absolute just animals. I want to see them stand and bang. We're going to go on next to the main card. Kong Wang versus Gabriela Fernandez. Much deserved for the Joker. Kong Wang finally gets a main event spot after overhand writing fucking Victoria Leonardo and absolutely putting out, what's her name? The fucking Super Saiyan or whatever? Fury? Whatever. She wore that Goku shit. That's why I remember her Super Saiyan. Anyway, oh. We're going to leave it. I don't care. Kong Wang, I think, is going to win by finish. Gabriela Fernandez does not deserve to even fucking be in there with her. Lost to Jasmine Jasvidias basically by just getting out-fucked. Jasmine was able to literally do whatever she wanted with her. Put her on the ground, outbox her. Lost to Belda, who's not even that great either. I fucking hate watching this lady fight. Lost to Natalia Silva by a spinning back kick, which is absolutely insane. I don't even think she's that good. Beat up Carly Judas in a split decision. You should be winning that fight. That lady has 4 fights on her fucking record. Kong Wang is going to end this girl's night early. We're going to see a first round finish. Kong Wang is going to end it. Big smile on her face. Bruce Buffer's going to announce her name. And it is what it is. She's one of the most impressive flyweights I've ever seen in my fucking life. And one of the most impressive Chinese athletes literally I've ever seen in my life. So I'm hoping I see Kong Wang end it early. I want to see Gabriela Fernandez out of the UFC. And I want to see Kong Wang. Let's go. Let's start jacking her up and get her some better fights. We're going next to the main card. Kenan Song versus Muslim Salikov. We're going to go Kenan Song. Muslim Salikov's 40 years old. Okay, even in the fight against Santiago Ponzinibbio, he was putting on the pressure a little bit in the early round 2. He's exhausted. You can literally see him breathing out of his mouth completely. Kenan Song doesn't have that problem. Very good cardio. Beat up Rocky Glenn. Should have knocked him out. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Was able to beat up Rolando Bedoya, who's not even that bad. Kevin Jose lost. Unfortunate. I think he lost all 3 rounds in that fight, if I'm not mistaken. But Muslim Salikov, kickboxer, going to have a good first round. Kenan Song probably going to lose the first round. I think over 2.5 rounds is probably your best bet if you're on the betting side. But I think Muslim Salikov's going to get outboxed inside the second and third round. I think the cardio is going to be a little bit too much for him. He is 40.5. Last time he fought Santiago Ponzinibbio, that was the exact same problem I had with him. I thought Ponzinibbio won that fight. I thought he won round 1 and 3. I thought Muslim Salikov was gifted that fight. So I think Muslim Salikov's really on a 3-loss streak. I think he's going to lose to Kenan Song. I think it's going to be an easy win for Kenan Song, especially as an underdog. Kind of disrespectful, especially after his win against Ricky Glenn. And I think Muslim Salikov does not deserve to be in the UFC anymore. Not that he doesn't deserve it. I think he's a very good vet. I think I really respect everything that he's done for the UFC over the years. It's just, it's over, dude. Like it's over. You're 40. You're done. Okay, Kenan Song's gonna beat you up, and it's gonna be over. Okay, there's not like. I don't believe in a world where Muslim Salikov wins this decision, and if he does, I'll eat my fucking words. But Kenan Song, I think he's going to outbox him. Very, very powerful on his feet. He might crack him with a very good shot, put him down. We'll see. Co-main event of the evening. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to drop a like if you haven't already. Yan Xiaonan. I don't know why the fuck the names are backwards. Versus Tabitha Ricci. We're going Yan Xiaonan. Tabitha Ricci on a little bit of a heater, but the Lupita Godinez fight kind of proved that she has a little bit of some flaws in her game. I'm not sure if this is actually, we're going to look real quick. Yeah, let's see. Let's check it out real quick. We need to see if this is nope, it is a 3-rounder. Okay, so yeah, we're going Yan Xiaonan, but that does make it a little bit more interesting because the longer the fight goes, the better it is for Yan. I think the grappling is going to be too much for Richie. Now, I get it. We're talking about Tabitha Ritchie here, right? We're all talking about the same lady. The grappling is literally her forte. Yan Xiaonan is very good. Very good grappling. Very, very good stand-up. Okay? Very good stand-up. Tabitha Ritchie, I don't think she's going to take down Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan is a very, very vetted fighter. She's been in the game for a very, very long time. Very good takedown defense. Doesn't like going to the ground very often. She's not terrible. Obviously not her fucking forte, but she has enough ability to where Tabitha Ritchie is going to have a problem. She's going to get 1 or 2 takedowns shucked off. Yan's going to pop her with some nice clean shots. And then we get into a fucking situation where Tabitha is going to start freaking out and just trying to force it. You can't force it on Yan. She's going to catch you. She has big fucking hands, bro. She has massive hands. She's jacked. This lady will knock you the fuck out. And again, Tabitha Ritchie ate shit to Manon Fiorot. Ate shit. Yan Xiaonan can literally knock this lady out. No joke. Tabitha Ritchie, very hittable. Leaves her hands down in the later stages of the fight. Doesn't keep her hands up. She gets tired. She's looking for the takedown. She needs her hands low. Fair. Super fair. Yan Xiaonan does not give a fuck. She's going to throw that overhand right. She has clean boxing combinations. She got choked out by Weili Zhang and still came back and fucking like lived through the next fucking 3 rounds, okay? She got choked out, I think, in the 2nd round. And then the ref just like let it keep going. Tabitha Ritchie's going to lose. Minus 205 favorite for Yan Xiaonan. Makes sense. Tabitha Ritchie's going to lose. Go back to the drawing board. Need to improve on the striking. She needs better striking if she's going to get those takedowns. You can't force a takedown without setting it up. And a lot of people inside the UFC that keep trying to get these fucking top 15 spots that are wrestlers, they get to a position where guys start defending their takedowns because they're not setting it up at all. You have to throw decent combinations to where guys are worried about you being there. They have to be worried about something. If they're not worried about you like setting up good clean shots and they know you're just going to take them down, they're just going to fucking wait. That's all they have to do. We're going to move on to the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't already, make sure to drop a subscription. I try to do these every single week. Try to do this the lives every single week, which I have done without fail for the last 6 months. We will see you on Saturday, and we will see you for the betting talk tomorrow. We have Petr Yan versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I want to pick Figgy. Fuck. I'm going to go Figgy. Now, the reason why I'm going to go Figgy, the grappling. Figgy's small, but Figgy here, he's adapted to bantamweight really well, but Petr Yan, dude, the boxing is incredible. It's just, this is really depends on if Figgy can take him down. Because Petr Yan is really, really good everywhere. Really fucking good everywhere. Like, fucking Chris. And his boxing is his best. And it's not like his grappling shit. He is phenomenal everywhere. Petr Yan is one of the best bantamweights inside the UFC at this point right now. Easily. So, we have a problem for Figgy where if Figgy doesn't have the ability to take him down, we're left in a boxing match where he's outmatched, right? He's against a natural bantamweight. He's against a guy who's way bigger. He's against a guy who's a lot more powerful, at least in our eyes, right? Because we're not sure how he's going to fare against a guy who's a natural 135er with huge fucking power. He did fight Marlon Vera. He was a little bit smaller for the class, though. Beat up Cody Garbrandt as well. But I think Figgy has a good chance here. I think at a plus 300, it's a little bit fucking laughable. I think Petr Yan is not. I think Petr Yan has a really high chance of winning. I'm going to pick Deiveson Figueiredo. I'm going with Figgy. I'm going with my gut. I'm just going to go with the fact that I think Figgy's just going to out-grapple him. I think he's going to have a bit of a problem. I think Petr Yan's going to have a bit of a problem in the way that Figgy's able to literally mix up everywhere. He's literally able to mix it up everywhere. He's able to. His grappling is some of the best we've ever seen. His boxing is some of the best the 125 pounders have ever seen. In terms of power, he's able to knock guys out. He knocked out Benavidez. He took out Tim Elliott with a guillotine and held on to it a little bit long. Took out Alex Perez with a guillotine. Brandon Moreno win. He's beaten really, really good guys at 125, and he's taken out Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt, and Marlon Vera. Rob Font, 2020 hindsight, right? Rob Font just beat the fuck out of Kyler Phillips. Very impressive. I think Deiveson Figueiredo holds a strong chance here. I think Petr Yan, again, Very good fighter. I just think Figgy is on a little bit of a tear, and I think he wants to challenge for that 135 belt before he retires, and I think this is his chance, and I think they're going to give... I think this is where they give it to him after this. I think he gets his title shot right after this. That's all I got for you guys on Yan versus Figueiredo. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys tomorrow for the betting talk, and I will see you guys Saturday for the live stream that I will do for this. It will be done at 3 a.m. EST. I'm going to try my best, okay? If I don't make it, I don't make it. But I'll try to do a restream of it, and we'll do a commentary breakdown of it anyway, because I want to do it. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy this. I'll see y'all later. Peace.